Coming up on this program, we show you how to get connected. Find out how to choose an internet service provider. Discover the newest form of communication, electronic mail.
Ways down and ready to ride. One by one, billion by billion, they're holding up half the sky. Raise your hand if you're ready and willing. If you know it's time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a girl on time. Time for
Hello, everybody. I hope everybody's doing well today. Tammy, I'm so glad to hear that you got to take him home. And thank you to everybody who just joined us at the premiere earlier. YouTube Daddy is having problems today, we could say. So, let's hope this goes on without a hitch. That was a crazy case that we just had. Oh, thank you guys. You're so sweet. I brought Felicia along at the last minute upon request. Mama Llama, this one's for you. Anyways, so we just watched a case that was crazy. Oh, chocolate covered bacon? Yeah. No, I see that. I see that. Hector, you're so funny. You guys are great. What a day it's been already. It is absolutely a Monday. Ciao, Bella, Grim. Um, I went to Italy once, you guys. Well, more than once. Like, I was in more than one place in Italy. I don't know. I left Italy, came back to Italy. I guess that counts as more than once. Anywho, these glasses are making me feel like my nose is fake. My nose is not fake. Um, my nose is real. But doesn't it look like a fake nose? Why is that happening? My brain is a little bit fried today. Yes, humble brag, I suppose. Uh, okay. Anyways, we'll continue. Cellulite yoga pants. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I'll just bye, Felicia. Also, last night we had a hilarious members only. If you're a member, go back and check that out. The chicken ambulance. I still laugh. I'm still laughing. I feel like maybe I should make it my ringtone, you know? Um, Fried bread. So dark and devious, Hector. Um, okay, so we have, what do we have? One, two, three, four. Uh, we already watched one hearing. It's a video. Go watch it there later if you haven't watched it. Doesn't it look fucking crazy, Sashina? It looks fake. But I guess that just means that my nose looks like the quintessential nose. No, I think I did see it, Hector, and I know the reference that you're making. That's why I said dark and devious. But my brain works different. We've talked about that. Oh, thank you. Oh, you watched Chick Ambulance today. Very funny. It was. I'm like dying laughing. Oh, okay. So, first things first, let's talk about Father's Day. I think it's important to talk about Father's Day because it's coming up in about a year. Um, Everybody talks about it yesterday, but I think we should talk about it today. And in order to talk about Father's Day, I thought, let's talk about dads that were in jail on Father's Day for not paying child support. Ooh, that one sucks. So let's get going with that. And in fact, something happens in these hearings that is to the point later too. But like I said to start with, happy Father's Day. Pay your child support. And yeah, We're not starting in Thurston though. We're gonna start in Michigan. Michigan airs their business out for everybody. Ah. All right, let's start there.
But look how isn't it weird? Look how the color is different.
What
Good
color
morning.
is
What
the
is your name,
girl?
please?
Kitchen Court Chats.
Hello?
KCC.
Dustin Thomas Karsner.
Thank you.
Please.
Good morning, Ms. Hicks.
Morning, Your Honor.
Calling the matter of Jennifer.
Are you Dustin Karsner?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Karsner, what's your
Lucy, I know. I love when he leaves his videos up. I hate it when he deletes them. And I think he is younger than we think. And for some reason, I just like relate him to being old, but he's not really old in my mind. I'm pretty sure we heard him talk about Jesus Christ, I'm not used to the bangs. Jesus. I'm not he's the one that talked about violin lessons for his kid. Hi, tons of fun carving. Oh, William, you arrived at the beginning today. Yay. I bet you'll see the whole thing if you stay. Yeah, they get their own little Zoom booth. Zaboomafoo. Hi, Courtney. Missed you. Yeah, piano lessons. Piano lessons for his son. That was it. Yeah. Shout out to my piano teacher, Sue.
current mailing address?
111.
Ooh, didn't catch that one earlier.
Okay. How about the
Temperance,
complete
Michigan.
address?
Temperance, Michigan.
Thank you. All right. For the record, Mr. Karsner is appearing this morning from the Merrill County Jail via Zoom, having been arrested on a bench warrant over the weekend. Also present this morning is Merrill County Front of the Court Attorney Rebecca Hicks. Ms. Hicks, can you provide the court some information regarding Mr. Karsner in this particular case?
Certainly, Your Honor. This case has a current monthly support obligation of $337 per month. The total arrears balance is $14,083.14. There is a previous finding of contempt. It's from November 16th of 2022. It is a first finding and there is a 25-day balance. Mr. Karsner last made a payment of $300 on April 16th.
Of 2024?
Yes, of this year, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Karsner, you have 25 days hanging over your head. Are you currently employed?
No, not right now. And I'm having problems. I'm on probation and I'm about to go to rehab.
Oh, hold on, buddy. Before you get started with all your excuses, can I just reset my excuse counter and start it? So I'm on probation. I'm about to go to rehab. Let's just keep checking as we go. Yeah.
On Wednesday. So I only got like a day and a half to take care of a couple things to where I gotta go to rehab for 90 days.
Well, I don't think
So
it's
it's
going to
kinda
be going
hard right
anywhere.
now.
This Wednesday of this week, hopefully it's a future Wednesday. Mr. Karsner, if you're on probation, you should be gainfully employed. That looks favorably upon you when you're gainfully employed rather than just sitting around. Especially if you're dealing with some substance abuse issues, you need to be active.
I know I'm trying to take care of what I can.
Okay.
I'm like,
How do you support yourself?
I'm self-employed. I've been doing odd jobs here and there, but I haven't been able to. I can't do them when I have to take care of all this.
Well, you need to get a real job rather than being self-employed. There's a lot of employers out there screening for employees, Mr. Karsner. You need to be proactive. And until you screen up, you file a motion to reduce your support. Right now, it's clipping along at $337 every month. You need to file a motion to reduce your support. Don't sit on your hands. So if you're going to rehab, before you go to rehab, you need to come to the front of the court and get a support packet to reduce your support. Be smart about this, Mr. Karsner. So who do you live with right now? Who's supporting you?
I'm my aunt.
Your aunt? All right.
Yeah, she like I'm working. I do a lot for her. I work and do a lot for her.
Okay, hopefully she can post a bond on your behalf so you can go to this rehab program. Mr. Karsner.
No.
Automobile, bank accounts?
No, I lost everything.
Right, so Mrs. Hicks, what's your recommendation? It sounds like Mr. Karsner needs to spend some time in jail unless he can post a bond.
I believe
Can I
he's
get a PR
entitled to
bond?
3 days jail credit, Your Honor. The friend of the court would request 10 days immediate jail credit, $3 or $1,000.
This is not a TPO. This is the and more part of the evening, Vince, but I'm the type of girl that eats my dessert first and frequently, so we're just looking at the and more part first. And yeah, lazy bastards, hit the like button, just like Mayor says. Also, hi, Mayor. Also, what was I gonna say? I can't remember. It was something salty. Something salty. Anyways, yeah, and just keep in mind we have a few of these cases that we're gonna watch. These are Father's Day specials. The fathers are spending Father's Day in jail for not paying child support, but there is a mom here as well. Yeah, also we're at 4 on the excuse counter. Let's see. Let's keep going.
Do you understand the recommendation, Mr. Karsner? It's 10 days in jail, credit for 3. That means 7 days immediate, but he can be released this afternoon upon posting a $1,000 cash bond. Do you understand the recommendation?
Yeah. So I
Do you
can't.
want to say it before the court imposes a sentence?
I would have to have I'd have to have $1,000 bond to get out.
Correct?
That's cash bond.
Correct?
Or sitting here for another 7 days, and then
Correct?
I won't be going to rehab.
Correct?
What should I tell my probation officer? Or
I
are you
presume
going to
the
tell him?
probation officer knows that you're in jail right now.
Well, yeah, because I went there and he told me about it, and we came here. I turned myself in.
Okay, well, your probation officer knows where you're at. All right, anything
So I
else,
gotta
Mr.
sit here.
Karsner? So reach out to your aunt. If your aunt wants to help you, this $1,000 will apply toward your verge. It's gonna 100% will benefit you, and that'll allow you to go into the rehab. So give your aunt a call to see how she can help you.
Ain't gonna happen, Chris. Thank you. It's so nice to see you too, my friend. So nice. Love you. This guy is annoying because again, did we not determine that there is a bottle return in Michigan? 10-cent bottle return? I'm not trying to be rude. There are people here who like make a living out of collecting bottles. And the judge is being savage today. Just absolutely savage. I don't know, maybe he didn't get the Father's Day present that he wanted, but he is being beyond savage today. And he just said, he's like, nope, you're not going to be in rehab. Like the guy was trying to pull at the heartstrings there. Not working.
He ain't gonna be able to help me.
Well,
so what am I? So I sit in jail for another 7 days, and then I can get out.
correct?
And then I'll be able to get out to go to work to make some payments or something. before I go?
Until
Or-
these children attain the age of 18, very soon, unless you start making some significant progress, the Attorney General is going to charge you with a felony, criminal charge called felony non-support. When your urges are $14,000, you're on their radar, Mr. Karsner. So you need to get, first of all, the first thing you do is you file a motion to reduce your support. Secondly, you get a real job where you have regular income. Front of the court has a 4-page list of employers that are screening for employees in southeastern Michigan.
You hear that, guys? Anybody need a job, let me know. I bet I could reach out to the court and get that list for you. Hey, Mr. Pole. A 4-page jobs, 4-page list of jobs. It's get a real job. I know he's being savage today, but this is ridiculous. Also, what were you doing when the child support was set up at 3,000 or 300? Sorry, not 3,000. 300. I wish. I'm looking to be an assistant. If anybody needs some assistant services, I'm happy to help and get paid.
Well, they took my license, so it's kind of hard for me to drive back and forth to go to work.
Well, but if you're proactive, you can always ask the front of the court caseworker to ask the court to reinstate your driving privileges. So you go to and from work. But you've done nothing but sit in your hands, Mr. Karsner.
It's hard for me to get back and forth to even do any of that.
You can file a motion, reduce your support.
Okay, I will.
There's the things you can do, Mr. Karsner. You're sitting on your hands, you're doing nothing. So the sense of this court, you are to serve 25 days in North Carolina jails. Give them credit for the 3 days served. That means you're gonna serve the remaining balance of 7 days. They can release immediately upon posting a $1,000 cash bond. So maybe your aunt can reach out to other family members and friends and get that $1,000 together. It's gonna benefit you 100% by reducing your rearages. Now, keep in mind, you still got 15 days hand over your head, Mr. Karsner. You control the key to the jail. You can avoid the initial jail by simply getting back on track. When you get out of jail, you file a motion to reduce your support, get a jobs list. All right, Ms. Six, what do you suggest for a review date for Mr. Karsner?
July 23rd at 1 p.m.
Okay, Mr. Karsner, you ordered to appear before Ms. Hicks for review July 23rd at 1 p.m. If you're in the rehab facility, you can appear via Zoom, July 23rd at 1 p.m. A copy of the order setting forth this date and time, and Ms. Hicks' Zoom ID number will be sent over to the jail. You get a copy of this before you're released. Any questions?
No.
Okay, just be focused, Mr. Karsner. The front of the court is here to help you, but when you ignore the front of the court, there's not much we can do. Number one, file a motion to reduce your support, as I've said 3 times now, and to get a jobs list. And then ask the caseworker to help you get your license back. We want people to be gainfully employed.
I'd like to see my kids too.
Why aren't you?
Because I can't get a hold of them. I don't have their number. I can't
Well,
even
talk
see
to the
them
front court
through Zoom.
caseworker. The front of the court caseworker, they can say, you can make a complaint and they can show cause the other side, the mother.
I sat
Be
in jail for
proactive.
Father's Day.
Okay, be proactive, Mr. Karsner.
Yep.
All right.
Thanks.
All right.
Thanks.
All right, you can step out, Mr. Karsner. Good luck.
Thanks.
Next. Hustle up, Buttercup. Get your butt in there.
Ma'am, can you state your name?
My name is Shelley Rosmerick.
All right, good morning.
Good morning.
For the record, Ms. Rosmerick is appearing via Zoom from the Monroe County Jail, having been arrested on the front of the court bench warrant over the weekend.
To be fair, let's just calculate that was 7 on our excuse counter there. I think we were under a little bit, but let's reset for her. Wendy, that would be terrible. It is a mama. And again, like I said earlier, this actually is gonna break here in a second, but it's in 2 parts. Anyways, Oh, that's a rough 30 if she's 30. Holy shit. Anyways, they talk a lot about felony non-support. Well, in a bit, we're gonna see 2 cases of felony non-support. And yeah, we have an excuse counter. I keep it here. It's really good.
Also present for the Zoom hearing is Monroe County Front of the Court Attorney Rebecca Hicks. Number 6.
In this matter, Your Honor, there is a current monthly support obligation of $491 a month. The current arrears balance is $12,499.50. The last payment received was March 18th of this year. We received $105.17 from an employer.
Okay, so to be fair, we should be harder on her almost than the last one. Lucy, I saw that. I've been having such issues with YouTube today, but to be fair, the last guy paid $300 in April. She only paid $100 in March. So why are you being a loser, lady? Just like the last guy. Not appropriate. What's your excuse? I'm ready. If I can download that Kirkham case, we'll probably cover it. Because I've covered them twice before. I think it's the McKeediacs.
There is a previous finding of contempt. It's from October 25th of 2023. It is a first finding and there is a 40-day balance.
You understand all of that, Ms. Rosemaric?
Yes, I do. Am I allowed to say anything?
Yeah, you got 40 days to have your head. So, and you control the key to the jail since you have ignored the front of the court.
I haven't
That's why the
tried
bench
to.
warrant was issued.
Your Honor, I was in the hospital. I had an infection in my heart for 3 months, and then I lost my job, and I just went back to work 3 days ago. I just found a new job.
Well, when you got to the hospital, why didn't you contact the front of the court and say, I just got to the hospital?
I should have, and I was scared.
Well, you could avoid the bench warrant, Ms. Rosemaric. Could avoid it and find yourself in the jail.
I understand
Where are
that.
you currently employed?
It's called
Oh, and that's where it cut. Hold on. Let's see where I got. I went back a little bit.
an infection in my heart for my job, and I just went back to work 3.
I think I got to 6. Loud. Coming in quietly in the back as I'm kitsch framing. I think actually 7 because of being scared. Total eclipse of the heart.
3 days ago, I just found a new job.
Well, when you got to the hospital, why didn't you contact the front of the court and say, I just got to the hospital?
I should have, and I was scared.
Well, you could avoid the bench warrant, Ms. Rosemaric. Could avoid it and find
I
yourself in the jail.
I understand
where are you
that.
currently employed?
It's called Wash on Wheels. It's I do cleaning through them. I clean homes and rental properties and stuff through them.
Is it a full-time job?
Yes, sir.
Good.
Okay.
Why aren't you paying? Oh, well,
Well, hopefully you still have that job when you get out of jail.
I
Ms.
hope
Hicks, what's
so.
your recommendation this morning?
Your Honor, I was trying to figure out how much jail credit she's entitled to.
When were you
Looks like she-
arrested, ma'am?
I was arrested Friday morning.
Looks like she's entitled to 3 days of jail credit, Your Honor.
I'm surprised if she was arrested Friday morning, why it wasn't brought to the court's attention on Friday. It was late morning.
No, it was early. I was actually on my way to work when I got brought in here.
Okay.
So that looks like she would be entitled to 3 days jail credit. Then, Your Honor, the front of the court would recommend 7 days immediate jail credit for 3, or $1,000.
Anything you want to say before the court imposes sentence?
Your Honor, I just really don't
Yeah, but all she had to do, Lucy, was be in contact with the friend of the court.
want to lose this job. I really have been trying to get on my feet, and I can't. If I stay in here for more days, I'm going to lose my new job.
Well, Mr. Rosemary, once again, you should have thought of that before. When you got to the hospital, you should have immediately contacted the front of the court and said, I've been in the hospital. I'm going to file a motion to reduce my support. Be proactive. You're sitting in your hands. You're ignoring this obligation. You got arrearages of $12,000. And it's adding $500 a month. File a motion to reduce your support. Unless this is a well-paying job for cleaning homes, you need to file a motion to reduce support. Be proactive, Mr. Rosemary. You can control
Yes,
this.
sir. Yes, sir.
But with these kind of arrearages, the court's going to follow the recommendation. You're to serve 40 days in Monroe County Jail as follows: 7 days immediate, but you give them credit for the 3 days you have served. That means you're going to serve the next 4 days in jail, but you can be released immediately upon posting a $1,000 cash bond. And that $1,000 will apply toward your arrearages. So reach out to family and friends, Mr. Rosemary, maybe your employer, that will give you an advance. Maybe you can get that money together, apply toward your arrearages. You'll be out this afternoon if you post a $1,000 bond. Otherwise, you're serve the next 4 days in jail. Keep in mind, you've got 33 days still hanging over your head after the sentence. You hold the key to those 33 days. Be proactive. When you get out of jail, come over to the front of the court, get a jobs list, and get a packet to file a motion to reduce your support. The front of the court official can help you fill it out. You don't have the kind of income, you want to reduce it. Finally, we'll give you a date to come back for review. What's the review date, Ms. Six?
August 21st at 8 a.m.
Okay, Ms. Rosemary, you're to appear before Ms. Six, August 21st at 8 a.m. for review. You can appear via Zoom. Copy the order will be mailed to your confidential address. And if you've changed your address, you need to provide the front of the court in writing of your new address. The copy will also be sent over to the jail. You get copies before you release. The review is August 21st, 8 a.m. If you're working, you can appear via Zoom. And then we just want to make sure you're taking some steps, taking some affirmative steps to address this obligation. File your motion to reduce support as soon as you get out of jail. So again, it's the next 4 days in jail, next 4 days, but you can be released before then upon posting a $1,000 cash bond. So make some phone calls.
Okay, thank you.
All right, you can step out, ma'am, unless you have any other questions.
Okay, no, thank you.
Welcome.
Turn around. Okay, guys. Coming up, we got felony cases finally.
Thanks.
Good morning, sir. Can you please state your name for the record?
My name is Brian Keith Fain.
Okay.
Brian Payne.
For the record, Mr. Fain is appearing via Zoom from the Monroe County Jail this morning. Also present is Monroe County Attorney Rebecca Hicks. Ms. Hicks, can you provide the court with some information regarding Mr. Fain in this file?
Yes, for the record, Your Honor, there is a current monthly support obligation of $235 per month. There is a current balance of $35,518.74 received in March of 2018.
March of 2018, sucker. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 6 years without a payment. Wow. Oh, it's so the best part about kids is that you can put the pause button on them when you don't have enough money. It's the best feature. Most people don't know about it. It's like a special button that you have to press, but you can totally turn off all of their needs, physically, emotionally, everything like that, when your ex-spouse doesn't pay. It's very simple to do. Obviously, I'm kidding. Again, I'm just so bothered by this.
That Mr. Fain has a felony non-support charge with this as the underlying case. I'm not sure if he has been arraigned on it at this time.
Mr. Fain, have you been before the criminal court judge yet this morning for an arraignment on the felony non-support charge?
No, sir, this is the first time.
Okay, well, you're gonna have to reach out, you're gonna have to come up with a significant amount of cash with $35,000 in arrears. You're clearly a candidate for prison. And when the criminal court arraigns you, they're required to require a cash bond in the amount of 25% of the arrears. Is that correct, Ms. Hicks?
That is correct, Your Honor.
It's about $8,750. So you need to reach out to family and friends, see if you can liquidate assets, see if they come up with about $9,000, because that's going to help you considerably. Do you want this put over for Dave, Ms. Hicks, to review the status of the bond?
Yes, Your Honor, if we could just put it over to tomorrow, and then we would likely just set ours aside and resume enforcement upon adjudication of the felony non-support.
And what is the bond currently set?
Our bond is currently set at, oops, I have the wrong case up. I apologize. Oh, ours is set at $5,000 currently, Your Honor.
All right, we'll continue that bond. So Mr. Fain, in this matter, we're going to adjourn, canceled your bench warrant. We're going to continue this matter to tomorrow at 11:15 to see what happens on the criminal charge later today. You'll be brought for the criminal court, but in the meantime, if that charge gets dismissed or whatever, you're still required to post a $5,000 cash bond with this court. Any questions, sir?
I can't think right now, sir.
Okay, an attorney will be appointed to represent you in the criminal charge. An attorney will appear with you later on today. All right, sir, you can step out.
$0.10 per.
Sir, can you please state your name for the record?
That's Michael Dwayne McCutcheon.
Okay. For the record, Mr. McCutcheon is appearing via Zoom from the Monroe County Jail, having been arrested over the weekend on a bench warrant issued at the request of the front of the court. Also present for the Zoom hearing is Rebecca Hicks, attorney for the Monroe County front of the court. Ms. Hicks, can you provide the court some information regarding Mr. McCutcheon in this particular case, please?
Certainly. For the record, this is now an arrears only case, Your Honor. The current balance is $20,736.37. It appears the last payment we received was in August of 2023. This case also does appear to have a felony non-support with this as the underlying matter that, again, I'm not sure if he has been arraigned on that felony non-support at this time.
I'm sure not. What's the current bond set by this court?
And then our bond in this one is $6,044.
All right, we'll continue that bond. So, Mr. McCutcheon, the State Attorney General has now authorized a criminal charge against you, felony non-support, which will be arraigned later today. And that court's required that you post a cash bond in the amount of 25% of these arrearages, which is about a little over $5,000. So now it's where you reach out, family and friends, come up with that $5,000. In this matter, which is a civil action, we're going to continue to tomorrow at 11:15 to see what happens on the bond on the criminal charge. Okay.
Okay, Your Honor. So will I need to come up with 5,000 today and then wait for tomorrow?
Well, you see with the criminal charge, the bond in this case is about 5,000, but you'll have an attorney that.
The answer is yes. If you can come up with $5,000 today, we'd be very impressed. Very impressed indeed, sir. Geez.
That will appear with you before the criminal court later today. And we're just going to adjourn this matter to tomorrow to see what the bond is, what happens. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
In the meantime, the court will cancel your bench warrant issued by this court and continue the bond previously set. Okay, so you can step out. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Thank you.
Welcome.
Wow. Felony cases.
I believe that's all we have, sir.
All we have?
Yep,
No,
just
All
four.
right, thank you. Have a good morning.
that's all you all had, but we have more, ladies and gentlemen. More little gold and silver nuggets of court for us to watch together. Let's just hit play on the next one and see what happens, shall we?
County District Court is now.
No, wrong one. The one that's an. Oh no, we can watch that. Yeah, I forgot. We haven't done this yet. Title. We did that, Kay.
We're
Did
gonna
that.
the court
that.
ability
Here
to
we
be
go.
here now.
Gun down to my house.
Here we go. I'm just gonna, before I go, I'm gonna play his exit, dramatic exit. If you haven't checked out the video, do check it out. The judge, you'll see here the dramatic exit that she requires.
The hearings are stricken, cases are closed, time to go. Time for you to go.
This isn't right.
Time for you to go.
I'm getting harassed by these
Follow the
people.
orders that have been issued
Your
against you.
Honor, I should be able to present my
Time for you
case.
to go.
I should be able to present my
Time for
case.
you to
I have
go,
not been able to
Mr.
present my
Brown.
case.
Go.
And this is not okay.
Leave the court.
Okay. I've been getting harassed.
Leave the court, Mr. Brown. Leave the court now.
Gun down to my house. And I don't
Leave
see
the
a reason
court
for it.
now, Mr. Brown. I'm gonna tell security to make sure he leaves.
Can you call security, Mikey, and make sure he leaves,
No, 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 no.
please?
All right. Sorry.
Okay.
Difficult. Okay, let's see. Yeah,
Really,
Ms.
Vicky?
Locklear ever come back?
Not my kind of bad guy.
So, Mr. Ostro, let me come back to you and your client, Ms. Quadman. We don't have Ms. Locklear back, and it's 9:20. She was here, we saw, and when I called the calendar to begin with, at about just after 9. And this is case number 24-185. And I see that your client, of course, you're making an appearance today, was not properly served, but I see that you know enough to be here in response, and you've just made your response. At least we received it last week. So, Mr. Ostro.
Yes, Jeff Ostrov for Keurig Wadman, who's appearing over the Zoom platform. Your Honor, we were retained last week. That said, it does appear that the petitioner was aware of this hearing and is not here at this time. I would ask that this matter be dismissed.
Oh, you're going to have a hard time with that, Jeff. I'm just going to tell you, because she did appear. This is actually a hack for anybody. It's probably illegal to tell people this. Well, not really, but if you appear in your Zoom hearing and then you disappear, they tend to continue it and schedule it down for you, giving you the benefit of the doubt that something happened with the Zoom platform that you can't get back on. She does look like her. But so, you know, she got it. So yeah, if you don't want to go to court, just show up for a little bit and then leave.
Right. Well, she was here earlier, and hasn't checked back in a half an hour. Have you heard anything from Ms. Locklear? Let's see, when did you send the email? Do you know? We sent an email from the court, since we have that capability to see where Ms. Locklear was. So about 20 minutes ago. Hello, that's all right. We called you to let you know. Okay, didn't want you to have a problem. Yeah, I expected him to get pretty fired up. All right, sorry to talk to security there, but back to 24-185. So about 20 minutes ago, we sent an email to Ms. Locklear to see, and she's not present. Okay, and in your email, you let her know that if she did not appear, it would be likely dismissed.
I let her know. That would get us-
Yeah, well, it's been 20 minutes and she was here earlier. And we've given time to say, I've got a bad connection or something.
Yes.
And she was able to appear. She was
sent
in
the- I sent
present
the
June
link as well.
6th and sent the link as well. Thanks. Wow. You're all over it. All right. Well, at this stage, given that her appearance and then disappearance, we've waited 45 minutes now. We sent an email 25 minutes ago to ask what's going on and inform her that there might be a dismissal if she doesn't reappear, and giving her the link to reappear. I think we've done all we can. So on 24-185, Mr. Ostrov, I'll grant your motion to dismiss this temporary restraining order and strike the hearing on the absence of Ms. Locklear.
Thank you, Your Honor. Here, I'll give you a call in a second, okay?
And I'll put that to writing, Mr. Ostrov. It'll be in the court file sometime today, probably tomorrow. You think it's realistic?
Yeah.
Tomorrow, you could access the court's file to get that. If you have any difficulties, feel free to contact my clerks.
Thank you.
All right, so long. All right, that leaves me with Miss Aleph, Charity Aleph. All right, finally, and Bridget Saxton, we're finally back with the two of you. Thanks for your patience. Just wanted to clear things out.
Patience is not something I have a lot of. It's getting hot in here. Okay, let's see what this case is about. They both have terrible cameras. Oh my God.
All right, so we're finally taking up case 24-182, looking at Miss Aleph. I'll have you raise your right hand with me. Swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Saxton, raise your right hand with me. Ms. Saxton, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So let me just get, you'll see me looking down and over to my right, your left, it looks like, and that's the court file. It's electronic.
Are you sexting, Judge? That is so naughty. You should definitely not do that while you're live. Ever. On YouTube or in court.
And I've reviewed everything, but I want to look at things while you're talking, or if you direct me to certain things, and maybe I'll ask you to direct me to certain things. But let me get those files open electronically. So just give me a moment here. Where did that go?
The judge, I mean, she's already had quite a day today. She had to call security on that guy.
Okay, so how this goes is I'll be turning first to the petitioner, the person who started this action, that's Ms. Aleph, and see if there's anything more other than what I've read in the petition that Ms. Aleph has filed and exhibits that she may have filed. And then I'll turn to Ms. Saxton, and I'll hear from Ms. Saxton, see if there's, in response to this request, that now there is a temporary restraining order against Ms. Saxton, and the question is, does that continue or not after today? First off, my first question, Ms. Aleph, are you asking the court to have an order after today?
Yes, ma'am, I am. So,
Okay, all right, Ms. Saxton, let me ask you, do you object to the court issuing this order after today?
yes, ma'am, I do.
Yes. Perfect. Fight it out, bitches. That's what we need. Come on.
Okay, now we know where we are. So Ms. Aleph, you say this all happened at the White House Bar, White Horse Bar, and tell me anything other than what you wrote in your petition that I need to know.
Basically, ma'am, we don't know each other. We're not close together. We've run into each other at the bar twice, and I just want to be left alone. That's it.
What? You ran into her at the bar twice and you just want to be left alone? There's got to be more to this story, Charity. I've run into people at restaurants more than once and I don't have to get TPOs. What in the fuck is going on in this county? Seriously. What is going on here? Was it the bar that the letter was sent to in the previous case?
All right, so you say last fall, which means fall of 2023?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so
And
you're
that's
at
how you can see
the
the
White,
images.
I'm sorry, what?
That's where the images came from.
Okay, okay. So those go back to last fall, the email exhibits, or
Correct.
the pitch?
The images should be an image of my neck and my husband's neck.
Okay, that was from last fall. So tell me
That
what
was-
happened then.
That was from November. I had mistaken one of Bridget's friends for somebody that I knew.
Did she say my neck? And her husband's neck? So ostensibly not a lesbian. I mean, actually, possibly still, but did she just seriously say the neck of her and her husband? The neck? Necking? I'll neck with somebody. That's such an old-fashioned term, necking. But so's making out.
I approached them, touched her, she got offended, we got separated. When me and my husband went to leave.
Who did you touch? Did you touch Miss Saxton or someone else?
No, her name is Chloe. I also didn't know where she far. Bridget, Chloe, and another third person that I still don't know who it is, attacked me. We had let it leave. We were just going to let it blow over. And 3 weeks ago, I was walking through the bar and Bridget grabbed my arm and told me that she was the one that beat me up in the parking lot. And she didn't want me to forget it.
This old lady right here? This old lady right here? Pulled you aside at the bar to remind you to be afraid. First of all, how afraid were you if you kept going back to the bar? This is so strange. We got Butch Bridget over here. No, that's terrible. This is so funny. Oh, God. Charity, Chloe, Bridget. Charity. Charity's like the 80s version of Heaven or Nevaeh. No offense to any Nevaehs.
So that's how you knew that it was Miss Saxton.
I knew it was Miss Saxton back in November, but I didn't want to bring it any further. I just wanted it to go away.
Okay, all right. And so since last fall and June, so 6, 7, 8, 9 months? Would that be fair to say, 9 months? Okay. So there hasn't been any, have you been at the White Horse Bar since that last fall event?
Me? Yes.
Other than
many.
June, yeah.
Mhm.
How often?
About once a week.
Okay.
We're good friends.
And I'm sorry, what?
We're good friends with the owner of the bar.
Okay. And then in that 9 months or so, did you see Miss Saxton there other than in
I would have
June?
never been able to point her out in a crowd
Okay.
until she grabbed me.
All right. So in fall, you attribute the scratches to your neck and your husband's neck, but this is a petition by you, but you attribute the scratches to your neck to Miss Saxton. Can you describe that more particularly?
My husband stated when he came outside to follow me home, that I was being held down by Bridget by my neck, and he had to push her off of me.
So you remember that?
I don't.
You don't remember that?
I do
Okay,
not
because I
remember that.
can't accept your husband's statements without him being available for the court or for Ms. Saxton to talk with.
I could
to
arrange
test his
that too.
Yeah, well, today's the hearing date, and that's what this is about. So I expected that that information be before the court today, and of course, Ms. Saxton have that opportunity today to deal with it.
Hold on though. I just want to point out something because I look at I just barely scratched myself before and I could leave seriously here. We're going to see in a second. I'm going to have like wicked marks on my neck and it's barely from anything, but I just like to point that out. Whenever people are like, "Oh, look at my wounds." Like, look, I'd look like I would be you probably can't see it quite, but yes, you can. Look. Just sometimes you gotta think about that. Pictures, etc. She doesn't remember it, but she has marks afterwards. Sounds like a good some good evenings. Jesus Christ.
So, all right, you don't remember. So tell me a little bit more about last fall. So you didn't remember what happened, but you did end up with scratches on your neck. And
Correct.
you knew someone did that to you from the bar.
Correct.
But you only know that because your husband told you?
Because she also messaged one of my friends saying that it was her that did it.
Okay, and that was before the June information. That was sometime between last fall and
That
June.
was-
There was
Yep.
act.
Yeah.
Okay. So a third party tells you that they got a text message from Miss Saxton that says, "Yep, I did those scratches on Charity's neck."
Correct. Yeah.
And then any of that information in your exhibits?
No.
Okay. All right. So what more do you recall or know from the last fall event?
That's it, ma'am.
So, and then from last fall until like June, early June, you didn't have any contact personally from Miss Saxton. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. All right. And then your petition says exactly that I'm just getting back to the statement that you're back at the White Horse on June 1st, and Bridget grabs you and says, "Don't forget, I'm the one that rocked you in the parking lot." And did you know, is this the person that is here appearing on Zoom? Is that the person that said
Yes.
that to you June 1st? Okay.
Yes.
And what does rocked you in the parking lot mean to you?
That means that she was admitting and not wanting me to forget that she's the one that attacked me in the parking lot.
Okay. All right.
I actually did call the police that night. I did make a police report over the phone.
All right. I remember that being, was that in your exhibit?
No.
So, yeah, mostly I've gotten exhibits from, looks like I have a few email exhibits from, and we'll talk about those when we talk with Ms. Saxton. So can you tell me anything more about the June 1st event? You were just at the bar, and what happened
That was it. That was it. After that, I left the bar because I was no longer comfortable there.
So you were just sitting with friends or alone or what?
I was walking by myself back to the inside when she grabbed me.
All right. So you were walking.
After I pulled, I went and found one of my friends, Crystal, and she brought me across the street to get away.
Okay. So you were walking back into the bar from the parking lot. So
Correct,
this
yeah.
happened in the parking lot.
It happened in the smoker area out back. They had
Okay.
fans there that night that we were watching.
And how did Miss Saxton grab you?
She grabbed me by the arm, pulled me to her, and then reminded me that she was the one that beat me up.
Okay, all right. And so before last fall and before June 1st, sounds like you didn't know Miss Saxton.
Not at all.
All right. And no contact with her since between when you believe she attacked you and June 1st when she grabbed you by the arm again.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Do you have any idea what this is all? I mean, you say it's something about Chloe back in the fall.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Chloe.
And you don't have any do you have any recollection at all about what happened last fall, or it's all
just a blur, Your Honor. Bridget rocked me. Christopher Engleby rocks me. Thank you, Chris. Chris is the best. Chris is the best. Yes. Yeah, this is like WWE Granny. Seriously. This is nuts. What a day. What a Thurston day. Thank you again, Chris. Love that.
what happened?
I'm sorry, I don't have the recollection.
Okay. And is there anything in any of the exhibits or that would anything else you want to expound on or point me towards or?
Again, I'm only wanting to get this just so I can be left alone. I don't want any harm for Bridget. I don't want any harm for anybody in our family. I just want to be left alone. I want to feel comfortable in my hometown. And I'd prefer us just go our separate ways and it didn't have to come to this.
Okay. And the White Horse Bar is in Rainier?
Yum.
And who do you propose gets the bar in this division? Charity? I'm assuming you want to go to the bar and you don't want her to go to the bar, right? Well, if you were so tight with the owners, they would just trespass her and you wouldn't have to worry about this. But it sounds like you're not really that tight with the owner.
In Yelm. Okay. And you're all right. And you're in Yelm.
Correct. We're both in Yelm.
Okay. And all right. So I'm going to turn to Miss Saxton, see what response to this order is. And Miss Saxton, what would you filed a few things, but what would you like to say in response and point me to what I should take from what you filed?
Well, I did not assault Charity, neither November 17th or June 1st. I arrived at the White Horse about 10:30 after a show in Tacoma with my.
So what day are we talking about?
November 17th. My niece Tranquility, her partner Allison, and Chloe and I had been at a show.
Hold on, I'm sorry. My niece Tranquility? Is that what she just fucking said? Again, ladies and gentlemen, patented Paisley method for checking if your kid's name is gonna be stupid. Go ahead, go to that park, start yelling Tranquility, Tranquility, and you're gonna feel like a fucking idiot. Don't use the name, okay? It's so simple. Oh my God.
One dinner in Tacoma and arrived at the White Horse. They were taking me home to have a couple drinks, finish out the night. And as soon as we arrived, I hadn't even gotten out of my car yet. And Chloe was screaming at somebody I assumed was a man because she was telling him to stop. I don't know you. Don't touch. Stop trying to kiss me. Get away. You don't get to just touch people like that. And I'm assuming it's a man. So I rushed around to see that it was Charity, and her husband was standing right there. He was now yelling at Chloe, telling Chloe that she shouldn't be yelling at his wife that way. Don't talk to my wife that way. And then I addressed Charity and said, "What? You don't get to touch people. We don't know you. That's not acceptable behavior. You cannot do that. We don't know you." She got in my face. She chest bumped me. She was spitting in my face when she asked me what I was going to do about it, old lady. And I pushed her out of my personal space. She was touching me when I pushed her off of me. No sooner did I push her off of me than her husband tackled me to the ground hard. I smacked my head on the concrete, bit my lip, bit my cheek, bit my tongue, busted my tooth. And I mean, this happened so fast. As soon as I was on the ground, my niece and Chloe and Allison, my niece's girlfriend, were trying to remove him off of me. And then Charity jumped on my niece's back and started pulling her hair. Tranquility's back started pulling her hair. So they moved them to move Charity off of them. Orion had gotten off of me, so I was working my way to a standing position. The bouncer came outside, told them they needed to leave because they had been cut off. They had already been causing a problem and were cut off. They needed to leave and instructed us to go into the bar. And that's where we found out that they had been cut off and what their names were, and proceeded with the rest of our night and then went home. I never rocked Charity. Nobody rocked Charity. She was pushed off of me and then she was pulled off of Tranquility. They were 100%
after this resolves, and given that the information you got from the bartender and so forth, that again, we don't have that person here to talk to. I'm not going to consider that statement that they were cut off or any of that information, but your recollections, your observations, I will consider. So, so then between November 17th and June 1st, any contact did you have with Charity?
I did not contact Charity and had no contact with Charity. However, the next day, in an effort to find out why they were looking for videos and accusing us of things, I contacted a young lady who calls me her aunt and is Charity's friend, because we are in a small town, and wanted to know what was going on and to inform her what the situation was. I probably have those text messages between me and this friend of Charity's.
Well, you can tell me what you said.
But I don't need to. I don't feel I need to. We figured it was a drunken episode and just we're going to let it go. We figured Charity and Orion were obliterated drunk, and we were just.
Orion? Please don't tell me her husband's name is Orion. Holy shit. Something's happened. There's been a rip in the force. The time continuum. Something's going on in this area. What is happening?
Just going to let the situation go. Whatever. They're gone. It's over. Finish out the night and go home. My son's girlfriend performs often. She's in a band. She's also a bartender at the White Horse. So my son is there. My family frequents this bar regularly together. And I'm also friends with the owner of the bar. Again, small town. So.
No, again, when you pay your bill, you're friends with the owner. I'm sorry, ladies. Neither of you are friends with the owner at this point. Maybe you a little bit more, Bridget, because your daughter-in-law works there. She performs, is what you said? What kind of bar is this? One with a friendly owner.
Restricting me and my family from going to watch my son's girlfriend sing, which is something we do often, is where the only reason I'm even objecting to this. That, and I work with the general public and the vulnerable citizens of our community, and need to be able to access every building that they need to access, because I take them to their doctor's appointments, shopping, eye appointments, nail appointments, hair appointments, all of the things.
Let me ask you about June. So June 1st, we've got in the petition, as you read. Talk to me about what happened from your point of view, June 1st, if anything.
We arrived at the White Horse about 6 o'clock, and we're sitting in the beer garden. It's a really large beer garden. I would say 24 by 36 feet. It's a large beer garden for my son's girlfriend's performance that night. And Charity was sitting on the other side, so probably 18 feet away from us. There was no communication with us at all until Charity and her friend walked up to our table. For no reason. We have no idea why they were, hours later decided they were going to approach our table. There was no need for that at all. It's a large area. She could have gone anywhere. She did not need to. She said no, which I find false because her friend Myra had walked up and said, "Are you Bridget?" and shook my hand.
Hold on, though. Almost everything in the story is very similar to what Charity said earlier. If she says, "I got in a fight with you in November and you shouldn't forget it," I'm gonna have to say Charity's been saying the same shit. Interesting.
When I said yes, I don't remember what else she said, but she shook my hand when I told her yes, I was. And I said, "Charity, do you remember me?" And she said, "No, I don't." And I said, "I'm the old lady that your husband dropped in the parking lot." I never said I rocked her. That's not something
That your husband dropped in the parking lot? Oh, but see, there's such little grains of truth here. Just sounds like maybe somebody got a little drunk in between and can't know the difference. Also, who the fuck goes to a hearing like this with no recollection of the event without a witness? What?
it's in my vernacular. That just wouldn't come out of my mouth. It sounds strange to even say it to you. I did tell her that I'm the old lady that her husband dropped in the parking lot. I did not grab her. This was witnessed by multiple people that were sober at our table. And I feel like she's embarrassed by her behavior and trying to cover with this petition.
So that didn't happen. You agree that you were at the bar?
Oh, yeah.
But after that,
And
you
there was an
disagree.
interaction, but I never touched her.
Okay, all right. And since
most
June
I've ever
1st, then you received notice of this hearing and that order and no contact since.
Yep.
All right. All right. Anything else, Ms. Saxton? Anything I should know?
No, other than the letters that you have in front of you from my friend who witnessed everything, a character witness who is the lead bartender of the White Horse, and her interactions with Charity, and my niece who was with me on November 17th.
Right. So I'm not going to consider those because they're not under oath. Those people aren't here for the court to question and to evaluate credibility. Ms. Leff can't evaluate their credibility or question them. So I can't consider those because you probably heard the term hearsay. And yeah, so I can't consider those, but I certainly can consider everything you've said. So I'm just going to, Ms. Leff, I'm just going to jump back here to wrap up here. Anything new or
I
something?
have since stopped going to the White Horse because I don't want to cause problems with them. I will stay away from there, Bridget. I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I just think obviously we do have some animosity, and I think it would be helpful for us to have a tool to keep us apart.
All right, well, I think the tool is simply your commitment not to contact each other, and I'm hearing that. So I don't see that there is unlawful harassment here. The last fall event, doesn't have any personal information about that, is heard from others. And now I hear a much different rendition of the event. And then June 1st, again, you both agree you're at the bar, but a very different rendition of what happened there with a lack of really understanding who is affecting or doing things to you, Ms. Aleph. So I don't find that there's a substance of evidence, legal standard, that there's been any unlawful harassment committed by Ms. Saxton against you. So I'm denying and dismissing this order as it exists. It ends today, I'm denying any further order. Now, again, Ms. Aleph, you're right. The tool is the two of you just don't contact each other. That's the tool. And that's
You're a
the end of the
tool.
hearing. I'll sign an order. As I said, Ms. Saxton, then that order ends today. And I'll put that in the court file. So each of you can access the court file from your Zoom instructions if you want a copy of this order, or if you have difficulty there, you can certainly contact my clerks directly and they can assist you. But that's it for today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Saxton. Thanks, Ms. Aleph. You can both be on your way.
I can't wait till my real hair is like this, you guys. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. All right, let's continue on our journey of discovery that we are on tonight. Hi, Jonathan. How you doing? My eyebrows are hidden by these glasses, but they're there. Oh, I didn't do anything to them today. I put on very little makeup today, actually. But my eyebrows, as we've talked about many times, live in different area codes. They barely know each other. They're like distant cousins. Supposed to be close, but you know, whatever. Doing better than my internet? Well, I'm not taking any of the blame today. YouTube Daddy can take the internet blame today because my internet says it's running perfectly, but I did get an alert about StreamYard. I could put in fun colors. Once my hair is blonde, I can color it lots of different colors temporarily. It's just a matter of getting it blonde again. I talked to my sister who's a hairdresser about my grow out of gray hair. She was like, first of all, she said, you're doing really good. We're going to cut it short soon so that it grows even faster. But we have it's grown like a couple inches in like 8 months, or 6 months, which is pretty good. So ideally what I'm trying to avoid is having to do a color correction on my hair because my hair has been dyed darker to cover grays and I want it to look like this. This is what my ideal hair is. It'll have to be shorter to start, but anyways, let's keep going. Okay. Oh, Kirkham. Oh, YouTube Daddy could not score math today. That's right. And Kirkham Daddy is like, you know, lazy or whatever. I don't know. No, that's not true. Allegedly. I'm all distracted. Come on, please. I also have like 4 Huron cases that we'll watch tonight because I don't feel like stopping. That's what she said. Yeah. Please, Judge. Please. Please.
Here we go. All right, just a moment here, please, and I'll get the record open.
Yes, sir.
The 37th Circuit
Worried
Court
about
is
Mr.
now in
Hey,
session.
Jesus. Hold on. I'm worried about Mr. Chapman. I'm getting more and more concerned about him. I have to assume that if he works for the friend of the court that he has a decent health care plan. Is that wrong to assume? Is that wrong to assume? I mean, I also assumed that they paid the mediators, but yesterday we found out in Thurston they don't even pay the mediators. Fuck. I just feel sad. I think he has Parkinson's allegedly, in my opinion. Try the weed, Mr. Chapman.
With the Honorable Brian K. Kirkham presiding.
You're the best. Thank you so much, MB. You guys are great. I love you so much, even when I talk funny.
It is Monday, June 17th, 2024 at 8:31 a.m.
Good morning, Mr. Chapman.
Good morning, Your Honor.
You can proceed when you're ready.
Thank you. Before the court is Dominic Fields of case 222386DS. Mr. Fields is here today after failing to appear before the domestic relations referee on August 4th, 2023. Bond is currently set at $1,570. This is the first bench warrant. He reports no employment. There have been no payments made on this account. Front of the court requests that a reasonable bond be set on this matter and it be scheduled for hearing on June 26, 2024 at 8:45 a.m. before this court.
Thank you. Mr. Fields, you're before the court charged with civil contempt of court due to your failure to pay child support and or related expenses and appear at a hearing previously in this matter. Upon a finding of responsibility, if you would, in this matter, on a first offense, you could be sentenced up to 45 days in jail. Or if it's a second or subsequent offense in this matter, up to 90 days. You understand the charges?
Yes, sir. I also would like to bring to your attention that I am currently unable to work due to medical diagnosis. I was jumped.
Well, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to provide the front of the court with medical documentation to, basically delineate that. Are you able to post a bond, sir?
I'm not able to at this time. I had to contact my father. He is my, he caretakes for me. I'm unable to open my jaw. It's wired shut. I have medical.
Oh, fuck. We got to go back and do all the excuses. This is so much. I feel bad if his jaw is wired shut, but I'm just going to back it up like a minute and do the excuse counter.
Are you able to post a bond, sir?
I'm not able to at this time. I had to contact my father. He is my, he caretakes for me. I'm unable to open my jaw. It's wired shut. I have medical appointments this week. Thursday at 3 p.m. I was to see my oral surgeon about my jaw.
Okay.
I'm on court on medical ordered 6 to 8 weeks of bed rest, and that could even extend even longer.
Okay. Well, what I'm going to do is, again, it is a first offense, so the court's taking that into consideration. But again, you've not made any payments, so I'm considering that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce your bond in hopes that you could be released. I'm going to set your bond in the amount of $300. If you're able to post that, you'd be able to be released. Do you have any questions?
Not at the moment, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you, sir. You're free to go. Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, definitely not. Oh, imagine the oh, he does look not well.
Now before the court is Larry Morris of cases 131524DS and case 231663DC. Mr. Morris is here today in the first matter after failing to appear before this court on August 9th, 2023. And in the second matter, the failure to appear was before referee Snyder on March 25th, 2024. In the first case,
My birthday, March 25th. That's my birthday. Don't ever forget it.
It is currently set at $9,430. This is the fifth bench warrant. In the second case, bond is currently $715, and this is the second bench warrant. He reports that he is employed at Hoffman's. Last payment made on these accounts was in May of 2023. Front of the court requests that reasonable bonds be set in these matters and they be scheduled for hearing on June 26th, 2024 at 8:00 a.m. before this court.
Mr. Morris, you're before the court charged with civil contempt of court due to your failure to appear in a prior proceeding as a result of your failure to pay child support or related expenses. Upon a first conviction, you could be ordered to serve up to 45 days in jail. If it's a second or subsequent offense, up to 90 days in jail. You understand the charges?
Does he understand the charges, ladies and gentlemen? You guys are so cute. I love that, Cole. And I always blame weed. And thank you so much, Dawn. I appreciate that so much. Everyone's green, so here's some green from me, following MB's lead. I love you guys. Appreciate that. Do. You know what? I don't know if you guys know this, but I do the arm thing by myself when I hear it the first time, every time. And then I'm like, wait, I want everyone to see it. And then I go, do, and I do it again. It's silly, but I love it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You guys are so sweet. And, oh, Lisa B, a pee-pee check? I love a pee-pee check. Let me check the pee-pee.
Yes, I do, sir.
Okay. And purpose of this hearing is to set a bond that would assure your tenants at the next hearing on June 26, 2024 at 8:00 a.m. Are you able to post a bond in this matter, sir?
Yes, I can post a bond. It's not of that much.
Well, Lisa B in the pee-pee. 20 bones in the pee-pee, as Mikey would say. Thank you. It cut me off. I said, thank you so much. Oh my gosh. You're amazing. You're amazing. I want pom-poms. I want pom-poms now, Bill. So bad. We don't have cheerleaders in Canada in reality, so I've wanted pom-poms my whole life. You know what I mean? You guys are so sweet. Thank you. Check your pee-pee. Don't play with it. I'll do what I want. No, I'm just joking. Yeah, humble brag can post bond, right? But how much? How much, we say? How much? Thank you guys again.
Nobody can access my account while I'm in here.
Okay. Do you know how much you're able to pay? Because you have a sizable bond at the current time.
I could probably post a bond of somewhere around 11 to 1,500.
Okay. What I'm gonna do is, on the 2015 case, I'm gonna set your bond in the amount of $1,000. And then on the other case, I'm gonna set it in the amount of $300. So if you're able to post the 1,300, you'd be able to be released. Do you have any questions?
I do not. I thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day.
I'm sorry, I can't lie. I was given pom-poms as a child. I remember it clearly. My mom was not happy. I don't know why she was really unhappy about that. I think just the whole cheerleader, like bimbo sort of stereotype. But I remember, oh, the swish of them. I do remember them. I will add them to the Amazon list. I'm gonna make sure to do that today.
I also have some bench warrants for the record, if I may.
Okay, go ahead.
Daniel Thurman, 1833 DS. Devin Virgil of cases 024532 DS and case 11328 DM. This is case 232539 DS and Christopher Jung of case 13887 DM. These respondents failed to appear for their referee hearings. Front of the court requests that bench warrants issued in each of these matters pursuant to statute.
Court would enter a bench warrants for Mr. Thurman, Mr. Virgil, Mr. Dishman, and Mr. Jung as a result of their failure to appear at their respective referee hearings. The court would set their bonds in the amount of 25% of the outstanding arrears or $500, whichever is
Reminder again, show up for your meetings with friends of the court, people.
greater, and further would assess court costs of $150 in each case. You have a good day.
Thank you.
Oh, Jeff, I have a question. So since it's holiday Wednesday, do we have the next round of these tomorrow or Thursday?
Thursday.
Thursday. All righty then. We'll see you.
Juneteenth. Juneteenth is the Wednesday holiday. Sorry, I'm looking at my calendars. I was trying to figure out what the holiday was. So it's Juneteenth holiday. Okay. Thanks, Jesus and Jeff. Oh, Mr. Chapman's name is Jeff. It's so lovely to learn about our friends. I'm not done.
Jamie Lynn Stewart versus.
Versus who, Judge? We're in Huron County. Huron County. Also in Canada, there's like different levels of holidays. There's statutory holidays, which are like everybody's entitled to. There's like federal holidays, there's provincial holidays, and then there's like other ones. When my ex-husband is in a very good union, and in Canada, Boxing Day is the day after Christmas, the 26th of December. It's always a day off. That's a standard holiday, and you would get paid. Well, he would get paid like triple time to work on Boxing Day or on Christmas. And but in British Columbia, where I live, they implemented Family Day in February. So to sort of deal with that, his work like took away the Boxing Day holiday because it wasn't like a mandatory stat in the thing. Oh, dude, he gets triple time on certain holidays. We're talking like upwards of $95 an hour at least. I remember he used to be like, I don't want to work on Christmas. I was like, we'll have Christmas another day. Go to work. And we're divorced now, so you know.
Todd K. McAdams, file number 24-7698DS, time of day set for support hearing. Ms. Stewart is in the courtroom. Mr. McAdams is in the courtroom by the Zoom.
What the fuck was that? What in the fuck was that just popped up on the screen? Did that guy have a huge zit on his chin? That's all I can think of right now. And yeah, you hear that? That's right. Divorce finalized, single baby, Canadian. You want citizenship here? I'm kidding. Government, sort of. I gotta go back a little bit. What the fuck was on this guy's chin?
Rakowski, Mr. Rakowski, you may proceed. 8DS, time of day set for support hearing. Ms. Stewart is in the courtroom. Mr. McAdams is in the courtroom by the Zoom application. The people are represented by prosecuting attorney Timothy J. Rakowski. Mr. Rakowski, you may proceed.
We're just starting. Big booty starfish. Big booty starfish. We are just starting. This is. Oh, imagine that vocal fry. Do I have vocal fry normally, you guys? I was trying to think about it the other day. I don't think that I do. I think I have more of like that newscaster sort of tone to my voice as opposed to the vocal fry. Like I can have it, but I don't. That's like a Valley Girl vocal fry sort of combo. But oh, thanks. I'm not newscaster neutral. First of all, Chris Engelby, thank you so much. Last night I did a thank you again, Chris, by the way. Last night I did this read of the chicken thing. And I think I can put on a vocal, like a newscaster neutral. But it's hard. I have to be reading something that's like a news piece. But I did used to have I have up voice. Oh, interesting. I did used to have a spot on the local news here as a parenting expert. But I'll be honest with you, the people that live with me in the household tell me that the voice I while I'm live is different than voice, but people that meet me in real life say that I'm very similar to how I am live. So I don't know which to believe. Courtney's met me, Miss Donna's met me, Iowa's met me, Mikey's met me.
Properly served back on May 22nd of 2024. Mr. McAdams has no other children. Ms. Stewart has one other child. Currently, it's our understanding Mr. McAdams is not working. He says he is or has applied for disability. Ms. Stewart is receiving SSD and does receive some state assistance. We're asking the court.
I apologize, Cole. I've met Cole and Owen too in real life. So yeah, I think I am the real same person. Like this is just the way I am. This is my voice that I use all the time. Still think about that. We had such a fun day in Florida at Universal. And Cole's son Owen is just the cutest. We had such a fun day.
Set support based on potential income of minimum wage, 40 hours a week for Mr. McAdams in the amount of $422 per month, which is $97.01 per week for 2 children and $372 per month for 1 child, effective the date of the filing, which was May 1st of 2024. It's our understanding there's currently a indefinite PPO against Mr. McAdams from the state of Florida regarding the minor children and plaintiff. So we're not going to ask to address any custody or parenting time at this point. We would ask the court to include the medical insurance provision and the SMILE program.
Thank you. Mr. McAdams, do you have any comments, sir?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I'm disabled and I haven't worked in over 5 years and haven't had a job in over 5 years due to I was in jail for over 3.5 years on false allegations. And I'm currently sitting here going through a Social Security disability claim now that I've been dealing with ever since 2019. I have a shattered upper tibia in my right leg. I have 14 screws.
Oh, sorry, we must go back. We must go back. Let's start this again. Okay? What? You guys, this is fucking hilarious. I'm sorry. I know it's not really funny, but like to us, we watch all the time. It is funny to count up the excuses. They have them ready to go, ready to go, ready to go. Also, sir, you seem like you could hold, like, again, you have to be careful because I do understand disabilities are not always visible. Please understand that. I know that. Okay. But children don't cease to require care because you have a disability. That's the real issue here is that children need to be cared for regardless.
I was in jail for over 3.5. Yes, as a matter of fact, I'm disabled and I haven't worked in over 5 years and haven't had a job in over 5 years due to I was in jail for over 3.5 years on false allegations. And I'm currently sitting here going through a Social Security disability claim now that I've been dealing with ever since 2019. I have a shattered upper tibia in my right leg. I have 14 screws and 2 plates on both sides. I have 849 pages of medical records to prove so. I'm currently a caregiver for my uncle who has brain cancer, liver cancer, lung cancer, and he's stomach cancer, and he's terminally ill. As a matter of fact, as we speak, he happens to be at the hospital where he was rushed there by ambulance first thing last night.
Okay, how are you supporting yourself currently?
I am not. My uncle and my aunt have been, and they're both happen to be disabled. I'm going with Sequoia, and I'm trying to get my uncle hooked up on Medicaid so I can have some kind of assistance to help provide for all of us.
I'm literally at 18, you guys. I got to 18. I think that's a record. That's a record. It's got to be a record. Oh my gosh. Yeah, what are the safety glasses for? What is going on here? Oh my god. You guys. Reminder, Michigan, you can get 10 cents per bottle.
When do you think you'll hear from the disability folks regarding your claim?
Well, Your Honor, as I said, he's in the hospital right at the moment. Me and my uncle have been trying to get down to the Medicaid office. When he gets out, we're going to go down there and fill out the paperwork, whatever, to the best of our ability. And yet he's already on Medicare. We're trying to get him on Medicaid. Then that paperwork's got to go over to Sequoia, and Sequoia does all the determination from there.
No, Mr. McAdams, I'm asking about your claim for disability. What's the status of that?
I'm currently waiting on another form. I have a form here from the Social Security Disability Office with Judge Monica, I think her name is LaPlatte. And I'm supposed to be going in for a mental status exam on the 23rd of March, but with that date, they rescheduled it. So I'm waiting on the
23rd of March, sir. It's June. Oh my god. Somebody fucked him, you guys. Somebody fucked him. Oh, I threw my counter.
scheduled paperwork as we speak.
All right, do you have an attorney representing you in your disability claim?
Not at the moment. Judge LaPlatte is actually sending me paperwork of a list of attorneys that'll handle the case. And as she explained to me that when I get my settlement, it's up to her to make the decision on how much that attorney will receive in funding for representing my case.
Okay, so there's a personal injury case out there as well?
Yes, sir. There's a Social Security disability and a lawsuit with Ken Nunn on bird ride scooters. The interviews all over YouTube.
I'm sorry, what? First of all, Jim Huntsman, thank you so much. Love you too. Thanks for being here and all your support as always. There we go. We need to so hold on. Okay. What did he just say? That's all over YouTube, other than him right now, all over YouTube. My YouTube channel, granted, not a huge one, but still all over it, baby, all over it. So did he fall off a scooter? Is that what happened? What is on YouTube? I'm so excited that we are gonna find that shit and watch it for sure. Let's see here. I'll just go back.
Ability and a lawsuit with Ken Nunn on bird ride scooters. The interviews all over YouTube, Facebook, Google.
Okay.
It's Fox 59 News, man injured on bird scooter.
What did he just say? Hawk 59 News, manager on bird scooters? Is that what he said? Also, I'm not trying to be rude here. I really am not. Maybe this is how he got disabled. But if you can ride a scooter, I'm thinking maybe you can I don't know. Shut up, Paisley. You're gonna sound stupid in a second. What is a bird scooter also? Is that for the birds that can't fly?
Well, at this point, we have to establish some form of support, and the court is going to order support in the amount of $100 per month, effective May 1, 2024.
$100 a month, sir. Go suck some dick. Okay, make $100 a month. Seriously. Seriously.
That's well below the guideline range of minimum wage. The defendant claims he's disabled, but we're going to need documentation regarding that. But in the interim, support will be set at $100 a month, effective May 1, 2024. For 2 children, the court will also order the standard medical provision and require the parties to attend the SMILE program.
Will you guys Discord those to me? I can't click on them while I'm here live, but if you Discord them to me, I will look at the links.
Regarding custody and parenting time, at this point, the court at this point will not enter any orders relative to custody and support, other than on an interim basis. The children are with mother currently, correct?
Correct.
They shall remain with mother at this point until there is a review by the friend of the court regarding custody and or parenting time in this matter. That will be legal and physical, but that means you cannot leave the jurisdiction as well. You cannot leave the state of Michigan. All right.
Sir, I do not live in Michigan.
No, I wasn't mentioning you. I was mentioning the other.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
That's okay. And that's what the court will order in the interim, Mr. Rakowski. Any question about that, sir?
Does the court want something in the order that Mr. McAdams is to promptly provide the documentation from the Social Security or
that's a good
disability to the friend of the court, because otherwise they get to have.
I'd like to have that to them within 30 days.
30 days, yes, Your Honor.
That'd be the documentation you could submit to the friend of the court, sir.
Okay. Now, will I be notified on how to do so?
Well, do you have a pen and paper handy right now?
As a matter of fact, sir, I do.
Okay. Friend of the court.
Okay.
250. Room 211, room 211.
Okay.
Bad Axe, Michigan 48413.
Excuse me, sir. What was the zip code on that?
48413.
48413. Have that.
Guys in the truck, excellent work. We have it already. We interrupt this broadcast to bring you exclusive news based on this case, ladies and gentlemen. Please wait.
On an e-scooter and ends up crashing. Then he had to go to the hospital.
I can't move on it. It'll never be right again.
Well, now he is planning to file a lawsuit against the company Bird.
Yeah, Fox 69's Mike Sullivan shows us why this man says Bird is responsible for his injuries.
No matter how hard he tries, Todd McAdams can't escape the pain caused from being on 2 wheels.
I got to put my foot inside the microwave to reach in to grab it.
Only
What? Put your foot inside the microwave? Is that what he just said? I understand the problem with scooters, but when I'm positive you sign a waiver when you rent them. Hi, Sean. Also, Mama Llama, I hope your little grandbaby is good. We're taking a news break here. Bird is the word, news break.
Todd McAdams can't escape the pain caused from being on 2 wheels.
I got to put my foot inside the microwave to reach in to grab it.
Only it's a different pair that has him struggling, as you see now.
I never had any problem on the Bird scooters before, and the Birds were the only ones I've ever rode.
A job brought Todd back home after living in the Virgin Islands. He spent hours cruising downtown, burning through the power on one scooter, grabbing another near Washington and Missouri.
I put my foot on the back fender.
Only that brake wouldn't stop, nor did the handbrake. Todd saying it accelerated instead, sending him toward a bench.
So the only thing I could think of was just jump up off of it and jump over the bench.
As the scooter crashes into the bench, Todd lands on the other side, his leg giving out, shattering his tibia. If you look at his imaging, as it rotates, you can see the shard.
I put my leg on the right side of my hand on the right side of my leg, and it just felt like you were pushing on a potato chip sack. You could just feel it crunch.
It took 14 rods and screws to put it back together.
I can't walk.
I can't pay my child support. You think he's going to say that? Do you think he's going to say that in this news clip, that he can't pay his child support? Wow.
Can barely put pressure on it.
So I'm going to sit there and think they might as well just cut it off.
He may never work again.
Sir, you can't just say, oh, they may as well just fucking cut it off. Sir, people that have had amputated limbs are not impressed with your idea.
Just be done with it.
In Bird's terms of agreements, riders are expected to inspect a scooter for damages before riding, but brakes need movement.
I only got maybe probably 75 feet from the corner where I just activated it and started to go down the street.
Bird tells me their maintenance teams conduct routine performance checks, but McAdams wants more.
If it's been rode for a month and it's been on the street for 30 days, shut them down.
He is pursuing a lawsuit against the company. Bird saying every incident is handled on a case-by-case basis.
My boss had to come and make a little ramp for me so I can get down the ramp and everything.
Your boss? I thought you weren't working. That's why you're not paying the child support. Now, it sounds like a pretty good boss. Also, this was 4 years ago. You guys, this lawsuit was 4 years ago, or this video was posted 4 years ago. It was actually posted August 22nd, 2019. This is pre-COVID. I don't think it's happening, bud. I don't think it's happening.
Version of baby steps rolling toward a future of unknowns. In the Northwest Side, I'm Mike Sullivan, Fox 59 News.
Wow. Our hearts go out to Todd tonight. Todd, we hope you get better soon. On the other hand, Bird says scooters are shut down following a damage report. As for McAdams, he will not start rehabilitation until his wounds heal. He is hoping to find work that he can still do.
Wow.
Wow. Oh my God. This is a terrible pun, the baby steps. But this whole thing is just terrible. So that was over 4 years ago, almost 5 years ago. And again, how old's the kid? That's the question. Was the kid had subsequently? He hired the wrong lawyer. Should have hired Larry Beaver, Esquire.
Mr. McAdams, if you could, when you send that information out, have a little cover letter in there that puts the case number on it. And I'll give you the case number when you're ready.
Okay, I'm ready.
Dash.
It's 20 dash, sir?
No, 24 dash 7698 DS. D is in David, S is in Sam.
/DS? Correct.
D is in David, S is in Sam, yes.
Yes, sir.
All right. That will conclude the proceedings then. Thank you. We'll go off the record. You're all set, Mr. McAdams, and Mr. All set as well.
Next.
State of Michigan versus Loretta Marie Greibel, 24/7/117. Page, time and date set for hearing. Ms. Greibel is present, represented by her attorney, Ms. Elizabeth Weisenbach. People.
Finally, not a deadbeat case. This is a criminal case. Excellent. The people of Michigan versus. Okay, let's see what we got.
are represented by Chief Assistant Prosecuting Attorney David Wallace. And it's my understanding that there is a resolution, potential resolution in this matter. Is that correct, Ms. Weiss?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Bradley, would you please raise your right?
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this case is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Thank you. Mr. Wallace, good morning. Would you please state the plea agreement?
Good morning, Your Honor. Yes, the offer has been that if Ms. Rival pleads guilty or no contest to the original charge of OWI third offense, we would agree to dismiss the habitual offender language.
Thank you. Ms. Weisbach, is that your understanding of the plea offer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Morning, Ms. Rival.
Good morning.
Did you hear what Mr. Wallace stated just a moment ago?
Yeah.
Is that what you wish to do?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you had enough time to talk to Ms. Weisenbach about this?
Yes.
And you feel confident moving forward?
Yes.
Very well. Is there anything going on that might be affecting you as to understanding what's going on for you?
No.
All right, you're charged with operating while intoxicated. Third offense, which is considered a felony, $500 to $5,000 in fines would be the maximum. 500 minimum, 5,000. There is also 1 to 5 years in prison or probation with at least 30 days to 1 year in jail. 48 hours, 2 days in a row have to be served in a row. There's community service of 60 to 180 days, rehabilitative programs, cost of prosecution, reimbursing the government for emergency response and expense for prosecuting you. And there's also vehicle immobilization of at least 1 year, but no more than 3 years.
Yes.
Okay. 6 points goes upon your driving record. And the Secretary of State would take appropriate license sanctions based upon your driving history. You understand that?
Yes.
All right. How do you plead then to operate?
Yes, I do too, Cole. I literally just went and grabbed a drink and I have a joint rolled and I am like, what the fuck? Why is he like that? But I'm gonna blame him.
While intoxicated on March 12th of this year in Caseville, Huron County, Michigan.
Oh, I think I know what's happening. He's probably using either his mic at the same time as that mic at the podium, or he's trying to pull off the podium mic.
Ms. Weisenbach, back on May 10th, went over with you the rights you have. And I have a Huron County Advice of Rights form with the signature Loretta Rival dated May 10th. Do you remember signing that?
Yes.
Okay. And this document that I have in front of me lists all the rights you have. And I'll go through those in just a bit. You understand that?
Yes.
Now, by pleading guilty, you're going to give up all these rights. You understand that? That means you will not have a trial.
Yes.
That means you will not have any opportunity whatsoever to contest your guilt. And all that remains after today will be for you to be sentenced. You understand that?
Yes.
It is Monday, right, guys? It is Monday, right? Because I just went out to grab a drink, like I said, and my roommate's kid is here, and he's not usually here on Mondays, but it does say it's Monday on my Fitbit. We all know I can't be trusted. I have time blindness, 1,000% time blindness. So fuck you, big booty starfish. You're ruining it. Perfect. It's summer, Paul. It's not summer in Canada yet. School for Canadian kids does not finish until next week.
Accepted, you cannot come back later and claim that that someone forced you to take this plea. You understand that?
Yes.
And you also cannot say that someone promised you or threatened you in any way. This is your own choice, correct?
Yes.
Has anyone promised you anything like leniency to have you admit to what happened here today?
No.
Has anyone promised you that I'd be easy on you?
No.
Anyone threatened you to say, you know what, Ms. Greipel, you need to take this plea right now? Anyone force you?
No.
Is this plea your own free choice?
Yes.
Now, I mentioned there are fines that are part of this, $500 to $5,000. Under the law, technically, unless there is good cause, and I'll explain that in just a second. Unless there's good cause, all your bills that you have to pay in regard to this case have to be paid in your sentence. You understand that?
Yes.
Now, good cause would mean you don't have sufficient income right now, or something else is going on, and we can certainly work with you on this. But 56 days following when that amount is due, there's interest that can attach to the money amount that's not paid. You understand that?
Yes.
Finally, if your plea is accepted, you may be giving up the right to appeal issues that would otherwise be appealable if you were convicted at a trial. Any appeal from the conviction and sentence for this plea today will be by application for leave to appeal and not by right, which means that you do not have an automatic right to appeal. The Court of Appeals would have to look at it and say, maybe we can, maybe we can't. Do you understand that?
Yes.
That's why it's like, do you believe your client understands your rights?
Yes.
Ms. Greipel, were you driving a motor vehicle on March 12th of this year?
Yes.
And that was in Caseville?
Yes.
March 12th is the day before Creed's birthday, I think. Me, Creed, and Mikey all share like birthdays within 2 weeks, which I think means that we're meant to be together as a dynamic trio one day.
And actually, let me ask you this. Before you operated the vehicle, had you been consuming alcohol?
Yes.
What kind of alcohol and how much?
Wine, and I don't remember.
Okay. And were you driving on County Road and Duffy Road?
Yes.
And did police pull you over?
No.
Was there some sort of crash?
Yes.
Okay. Anyone hurt?
No.
Thank goodness. Any property damage other than the car?
No.
And you were the person behind the wheel?
Yes.
What caused the crash?
I didn't stop in time when I seen the other vehicle.
I see. And do you believe that your ability to drive was not as good because you had been consuming the wine?
Yes.
Was there a blood test or urine test or breath test that was administered?
Yes.
Twice, if I can remember the result.
Oh, YouTube Daddy's having some problems, yo, lovers, my lovers. I just tried to type in no drink Paisley doesn't like drinking, but 2 drink Paisley loves it. And it wouldn't let me. What's wrong with that, YouTube Daddy? Tell me. Tell me.
There was a blood test and it was a 0.247.
That's over 3 times the legal limit in the state of Michigan. 0.08. 0.08 is the limit. You understand that, correct? When you multiply 0.08 by 3, that would be 0.24. You were just a little bit above.
Yes.
Mr. Wallace, you aware of any promises, threats, or inducements for this plea other than what's been disclosed?
There are none.
Ms. Weisman? Has the court complied with the court rule?
I never understand. I gotta say something. I never really understand people that have money to drink out at, like, it's one thing to drink sort of problematically at your house, right? But drinking out at a bar, to me, if you're gonna drink out at the bar, you better fucking have money to take a Uber home. And I've traveled across the United States to many different places, and we don't have Uber where I live. You have to wait hours sometimes for a taxi. So you should feel lucky that Uber exists and is super quick and easy. Uber, Lyft, whatever the other one is. But like, no joke, it's more understandable in a place where they don't have that. We have a service here called Dial a Driver, where you can dial a driver basically, and two people will show up, one in a car, and that car will drive your car and you home and then take the other person back. It's called Dial a Driver, and it's been around for way um like, that's something I remember from many, many years ago, like at staff Christmas parties. They would say, "We got Dial a Driver, we got Dial a Driver."
Concerning police, Mr. Holmes. It has. Ms. Weisenbach?
Yes, sir.
And Ms. Greibel, there's been no agreement by this court regarding this plea and what your sentence will be. That we'll determine that later. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Ms. Weisenbach, do you agree?
Yes.
Mr. Wallace? Agreed, Your Honor. Ms. Greibel, do you acknowledge being previously convicted of
Yeah, have a designated driver. I'm a designated driver for the most part. I spent my 20s entirely not drinking. I didn't really enjoy it at all. So I was the designated driver all the time. And I do I'm still, my friends aren't out partying that much anymore, but I will tell you, like, my sister, before she had her baby, like, much more than 9 months before, because they tried for a while, but I always said to them, "Hey, call me. If you need a ride in the middle of the night, call me. I'm a I don't give a fuck about being woken up in the middle of the night, like, that has never bothered me. Um, I would so much rather somebody call me and I go and get them, and I love getting pulled over when you're the designated driver, when you're just so fucking confident and you've got a fucking car full of drunk idiots. I just look over at the cop, usually I'm like, "I'm trying to get these fuckers home. Trying. It's trying me." And they laugh, and I'm like, "Seriously?" And then I've never been pulled out of the car and had any issues. But again, I've never been drinking. So, oh, and also one thing that is really good around here is that if you go to a bar as the designated driver, they tend to give you pop for free. I already only drink pop. It's like a win-win-win situation for me. I'm getting my pop for free and I'm getting, driving people home. Nobody's in trouble. And Aaron, it is a wig, but so yes, I did. This is my Temu wig, but this is how I want my hair to be, the color wise.
while intoxicated in this court on March 7, 2016?
Yes.
Oh my God, March 7th, 2016, 20, whatever. That's Mikey's birthday. Okay, this is getting weird. Oh, and here, because we have roadblocks. So what I mean is, like, when you go through a roadblock, we have a lot of them. And because we're on an island and it's a small sort of town, there's a lot of, it's very easy to set up a roadblock where you're going to catch all the downtown traffic, basically. And so the first thing that is sketchy is avoiding a roadblock, like trying to go around it or they actually have people on the side streets stopping people that go away from the roadblock. So that's even sketchier. they used to actually put them outside my husband's work. My ex-husband, sorry. He worked at the dairy, remember? And he used to work graveyard shift. So he would often see people get the roadblock. And one night there was a crash. Somebody crashed through the roadblock and he was a witness. Oh, that's a whole nother story because they came and served him a subpoena, but they did it at 6 o'clock in the morning on a fucking Sunday morning. Bam, 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 knock on the door. I'm like, what the fuck? I get up and I open the door and it's a cop. And I'm like, what the fuck? And they're like, is so-and-so here? And I'm like, yeah, he sure is. Let me get him for you. I am interested to hear what in the fuck just woke us up. And then they like serve him this subpoena. And I'm like, what did you do? What did you do? And he's like, no, ma'am, it's not. It's a subpoena for him to come and be a witness in court. Thank you so much, Mama Llama. Do, 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 do. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't know why they served the subpoena like that. You are so sweet. Thank you so much. And please keep in mind, guys, I love it when you're here. I really appreciate when you guys donate. But honestly, I'm just glad you're here. Seriously. So remember that. I agree. I don't think DUI checkpoints are good. How on the other side though, Chuck, I'm the type of person that was taught when I was learning to drive to flash my high beams at people when police were set up for speed checks. My dad taught me that. He said that's polite. And I understand and I actually agree, but there has been like people that have been gotten in trouble for flashing their high beams at people. And I would argue either or are reducing the speed. If me flash would actually do if I was to get into say that it's something I do all the time to slow people down. Just preying on the knowledge that flashing high beams means there's cops around. I personally use it when there are and when there aren't cops around. That would be my argument if somebody tried to get me in trouble for it. But I personally believe that flashing your high beams is, if it's effective in slowing people down, what's the problem? Jury duty was canceled, Aaron. Pretty sad about it, honestly. I had a pretty sad day when I found out. Most people don't react the way that I did. I reacted like really poorly. I was looking forward to it, you know? I don't get a lot to look forward to, like, going out of the house these days, and jury duty was fucking it. And, I was even keeping the paper special and, like, nice. Now I'm using it to roll weed, like, roll joints, because I'm so mad. But, oh, no, and to be clear, I don't tell people when there's DUI checkpoints. I tell people I'm flashing my high beams when I'm on the highway and there's cops that I've just passed or whatever. If you flash your high beams, interesting. See, my argument would still be, guess what? I'm doing this for safety. Everybody's safety. You know? I'm a Karen, but I'm a knee rack. I'm a reverse Karen. I use my Karen powers for good. I was fucking bummed. I was really bummed. I even thought like, oh, should I like go call them up and be like, hey, do you want me to come back next week? But that might be too needy. You know, you can't be too needy either, ladies and gents. I love you, but seriously. I've been I reverse Karen all the time. Reverse Karen. Oh, and deer, I've seen 2 specific videos of deer hitting buses when I used to work for the bus company. And is that true? Because I fucking believe that. If there's anything about America, it should be that I can flash my fucking high beams at somebody. Also, though, I saw 2 instances of deer hitting buses, and if you watched the Credence and Mikey, no, we gotta chase members only today. They sort of did like a bus. There was a bus case. Anyways, on our buses around here, there are 8 internal and then 5 or 6 external cameras with audio and video recording in HD all the time on every bus. And most people just ignore that. They're like, huh. But in reality, there's a big sign that disclaims that, like, you are under audio and video surveillance, and you just don't really realize it, but you are. And it is nuts to watch a fucking deer jump into a bus. It's fucking crazy. I wish I still had access to some of those videos. I don't. I've also seen some tragic videos. Absolutely tragic. People getting hit and killed. Sad. Or hit and almost killed. But that was part of my job. We adjudicated accidents after the fact. I wasn't just looking at them for a creepy reason. Always. Allegedly, in my opinion.
You also acknowledge being previously convicted of operating while intoxicated on June 20th, 2008, down in the district court, 73B.
Yes.
And then finally, you recall being convicted of operating while visibly impaired September 15, 2005, downstairs at the district court as well.
Yes.
So this would be at least your 4th conviction.
Yes.
Court will accept the plea. It's done freely, it's voluntary, it's understanding and accurate. There's a sufficient factual basis. We will schedule sentencing for
August 19th.
Thank you.
August 19 will be sentencing at 9 a.m. Prior to sentencing, ordering a pre-sentence investigation and report, which should be prepared, provided to both counsel in court at least 2 days prior to sentencing. The sentencing guidelines shall be scored 14 days prior to sentencing. Any objection to the scoring of the guidelines must be filed in writing with the court no later than 7 days from sentencing. Ms. Greibel must be in the courtroom at time of sentencing. If she or the people wish to submit documentation for the court to consider prior to sentencing, that must be submitted no later than 7 days from sentencing. Any objection or written response must be filed 3 days thereafter. Bond was previously set at $10,000, 10%. Mr. Wallace, any objection to continuing bond? No, Your Honor. Weisbach, any comment?
Is Mama Llama still here? I know it's terrible. We're going to be on another video very shortly, Aaron, I promise. Is Mama Llama still here? I have a casino question. Casino question for Mama Llama. Also, mention the Venga Boys, and now I'm on boom, 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 boom. Put you in my room. Oh, also, last little diversion here. We talked last night in members only about I have a condition in my brain called aphantasia, which means I don't have any visual imagery, but I also don't hear music in my brain like music. I didn't know that was a thing. I hear it in my voice. I don't know, like that's weird apparently. But like any music I hear in my mind or in my head is in my voice. So thank fuck I'm a decent singer. Decent. But I actually think that's why I'm a decent singer. Decent.
Thank you. The court will continue bonds previously.
I was wondering if you ever play, you mentioned a piggy game at the casino? You hear it as it actually sounds? Oh my fucking God.
The probation agent may be speaking with you in just a few moments. Thank you, and we will see you then on August 19th. All set. Thank you. Off the record.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Off the record. August 23rd is that date. We will look back into that. I'm writing it down on a piece of paper I'll never look at again. I was wondering, Mama Llama, you mentioned that you and your hubby go to the casino once in a while. I watch people go to the casino. I've learned that that does it just the same as going for me. And I wondered if you ever play Huff and Puff or Huff and More Puff or Huff and Even More Puff. I'm very interested. Also in pig-based bonuses, if you will. I hear them in my head all the time, K Crimson, but it is in my voice always. You never heard of Huff and Puff? Oh shit. It is so good. I wish Creed was around and would play it. I don't know what's going on there. But Mama or yeah, Miracle Mama Cole. You know it? It's a wicked fun, right? I've been thinking about if I had any money, I would. What does VGT mean? Vegas Gaming Team? I don't know what that means. Dawn, we talked about this quite a lot last night. She is out on bail, Kimberly. Look at my ADHD just jumping. If I can't visualize things, does that mean that you can't get that mental condition where you see people coming out of the wall, electric outlets? Yeah, I literally can't see anything in my brain. I actually thought y'all were crazy. Chris! Do, 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 do. Love it. Thank you so much. So visualizing a music video I once saw, completely out of the question. I can tell you what's in some music videos, ostensibly. I'm thinking, I really can't. But I remember all the music. Usually I know almost every word for word, but I don't see it ever. I mean, until recently, I didn't think that visualizing was any different than sort of imagining and all these different things. And I don't have any of that ability. I'm jealous, but like for example, when I think of my daughter, when I bring my daughter to mind. So first of all, let me finish. When I bring my daughter to mind, I get an overall feeling of love, of joy. But I don't have a picture of her at all. If somebody asks me what she looks like, I can tell you probably, but not like I would probably say, "Oh, we look really similar." People say that we look alike, but I couldn't pull up her face and look at it. I know logically that the music video for that, like I can't see any of it, but the same way that my memory remembers everything else, I can remember that I think that there's dry earth and a bed. But that's what I don't remember it ever seeing it again. It's the same way that I remember everything, is I just remember it like that. That's all I could tell you. If somebody said to me, Paisley, your life right now depends on recalling the music video for Midnight Oil's Beds Are Burning, I wouldn't be able to do that. I could probably sing a lot of the song, but all I could tell you about the music video is I believe that there was like sort of dry earth or desert and a bed. And a lot of that sort of comes from the name. See, this is crazy to me. That's crazy. I have none of these abilities. But also, yeah, I'm always high and I appreciate you liking my hair. I dream, but I don't dream in images. I dream in audio the same way I think. So I only think I can remember a face though, Cellulite Yoga Pants, just to be clear. If I've seen somebody before, I know who they are. That doesn't go away, but I can't pull their face up. But if I see it again, I can instantly say, I've seen that person before and I know when. But I don't, I couldn't describe a person to you very well because I can't bring it into my mind. And for example, when I close my eyes, it is black. Yeah, and it is a condition. It's called aphantasia. I only learned I had this like a year and a half ago. I really wondered why I was so terrible at school, but that's why. Yeah. And it's crazy to me that you guys can see that. I talked to my daughter about it. She has the pictures. I'm so happy about that. She has the pictures in her head, but I don't. So, but it's called aphantasia. I'll spell it and put it in the chat. The cool thing about it, and we actually left, like we talked about this last night, and somebody left a comment explaining that they have aphantasia and they look at it sort of like a superpower because people are oftentimes I guess sidetracked by the visual sort of plan that they might have in their mind, whereas I can't visualize anything, so it's never sort of blocked me in that way. I've been told very, very often that I come up with weird ideas, incredible ideas that people would never think of because I guess again, because I don't need to visualize it. And so I'm not restricted by images that I have to create. I can just think of things sort of abstractly. Again, there's no images ever in my brain. If I close my eyes, it's black. Masturbation is interesting, can be very quick, and is usually written stories. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't know about that until a couple years ago or last year, and I just thought I was really like ADHD and difficult to like learn, but to learn that people like can recall things back now, teaching makes a lot of sense to me. Like how teachers teach things, like they show you the shit over and over again as if you're gonna fucking memorize it, as if you're gonna be able to bring it in your mind again. That's crazy to me. And when I read, I don't visualize anything. I just comprehend the same way I comprehend everything. It's all like I read everything that I see every single time I see it, almost instantly. Again, because I guess there's nothing visualizing in my head, it's very, very quick for me to read. And so I just I like every box, everything I see that has words on it, I read every single time I see them. And but nothing ever pops up because of it. I just read the word. And I say it like when I read it in my head. We've lost people 10, 12, 15 people, whatever. I don't care. That's part of my goals too, MB, making chat tingle. All right, let me find another video. I'm not done yet. Ever and ever and ever. Ever and ever and ever. Ever and ever and ever. Oh, that's crazy. See, I write really well sometimes, and people tell me I'm quite persuasive, but I've never seen anything like that in my head.
Can everyone hear me at the county?
Oh! Yeah, we can hear you, girl. Can you just shut the fuck up? I'm just joking. Here we go. Enough about me. Let's talk about them for a while. See, I know songs. I know like the cadence of songs. I know a lot of the words oftentimes and like a good place to put them, but I don't ever hear them in the song unless I'm listening to it. I can't believe that people hear songs in their head, the actual song. Every part of it is in my head, in my voice. The guitar is Paisley guitar. The voice, Paisley voice. Bass, Paisley bass. I don't even know where this quote's from. I download indiscriminately.
Excellent. My name is Barbara Nobel, and I'm a county court judge here in Hernando County, and you are here for first appearance. The purpose of first appearance is to inform you of the charges against you. I will determine if probable cause exists for those charges. Probable cause means that it's more likely than not that a crime has occurred, and more likely than not that you're the person that committed that crime. Of course, as you stand before me this afternoon, I presume that you're innocent of these allegations, and that presumption of innocence will stay with you for every course of the proceedings, unless and until the office of the state attorney is able to prove the allegations against you beyond.
I have a question though, Mama Llama. Do you see those numbers? Do you actually remember them, or do you have to bring them to mind? Because I can remember, for example, my first bank account. I can tell you guys this number, 0009070616333. That's my old bank account number. That was my first bank account number when I had my first bank account. It's no longer open, don't bother. But the whole point is that why can I remember that? I don't know. I don't ever see any part of that, but I remember that. I know every phone number that I've memorized. I remember them. It's just weird. I wish that was still my bank account.
On to the exclusion of a reasonable doubt. I will state your conditions of pretrial release today, which is your bail or bond. In most cases, you have a bond set already pursuant to the bond schedule. Here in the 5th Judicial Circuit, under the warrant that led to your arrest, we'll determine if that bond could be raised, lowered, or remain the same, and whether or not there'll be additional conditions of pretrial release placed upon you. I'll let you know when your next court date will be. If you would like the services of the Office of the Public Defender, I gladly appoint the Office of the Public Defender to represent you. You're advised that you have a right to have contact with folks on the outside. That includes family, friends, and counsel. Finally, and most importantly, you are advised that you have an absolute right to remain silent, and I encourage you to do so, for there is an assistant state attorney here in the courtroom with me this afternoon. And if you tend to say something to incriminate yourself, they will use it against you in the prosecution down the road. Now, may you please.
Who is this that's talking right now? Is this the clerk or is this the judge? If this is the judge, I'm calling her Judge Teenage Judge. We're going to have to learn about this court. I haven't figured it out yet. Also, I have on my other monitor, Cole sent me a photo of this guy being attacked by a chicken. And every time I catch it out of the corner of my eye, I'm laughing.
Have each and every one of you raise your right hands to be sworn. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you. When you hear your name, may you please step forward to the podium. Miss Eilson? Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
May I please?
What the fuck is that audio? Oh God, please hope it gets better. Oh Lord, please let it get better. Otherwise, this is a fucking wash. Oh no.
Have your date of birth.
9/15/89.
Thank you so much. I have for you today a charge of battery that's domestic in nature. There's probable cause for that charge. Are you going to represent yourself by a private attorney? Would you like the services of the Office of the Public Defender?
I hire a private attorney.
Yes, ma'am.
No criminal history, Judge.
For you, I'm walking.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that a good address for you?
Yes.
And how long have you lived there?
Since February.
Are you currently working?
No, ma'am.
Do you have family here in Hernando County?
Yes.
Whom does that family include?
My sister, my mom, my niece.
So a condition of your bond is you're to have no contact with Miss Christine Kramer. And let me explain no contact to you. No contact means no contact of any kind. You may not call, you may not write, you may not email, you may not text message. You may not go where she lives or where she works. You may not contact her through a third party or social media. That means any way that you might, I forbid you to do so. For if you did and that court found out about it, the court can revoke your bond and you can be held without bond until the charges are resolved. It means no contact even if she wants the contact. So for example, if you're out and about and you see her, you should walk the if you hear her voice, you should hang up.
If you pick up your phone and hear this voice, you should hang up. That's what we're doing, Judge. Fuck this.
Calls matter Zoe Sue Clemmer versus Kenneth D. Nowitzki III, 24-769-7 DS. Time of day set for support hearing. The petitioner, Ms. Clemmer, is present.
Is that a fucking baby? Is that a fucking baby crying? Is this a joke? I'm serious. Is that a joke?
Support hearing. The petitioner, Ms. Clemmer, is present. People are represented by prosecuting attorney Timothy J. Rakowski. Court calls Kenneth D. Nowitzki III. No response. He's not checked in via Zoom this morning. And the court notes that there is a proof of service by Michelle Krug dated May 23rd, 2024, 10:15. Mr. Rakowski, may proceed.
Your Honor, Mr. Nowitzki was properly served back on May 23rd of this year. Mr. Nowitzki has one other child that he's responsible for. Ms. Clemmer does not have any other children. Mr. Nowitzki is working part-time, grossing $380 per week. Ms. Clemmer is self-employed. We're requesting that the court set support in the amount of $424 a month, which is $97.47 per week, effective May 1st, the date of the filing. This is based, so the court knows, on 0 overnights. What we had done through the office was we used text information from Ms. Clemmer to verify 20 hours and then 20 hours of potential income based on minimum wage for Mr. Nowitzki. And that's the amount that it came up with. As it relates to the
I think it's just because of our previous conversation, but I just hear him saying Mr. Whiskey, but I think he's saying Nowitzki. Nowitzki.
standard clauses, whether it's custody, parenting time, and SMILE program, or the medical insurance provision, we'd like to make the court aware that there is currently a case in the 73B District Court where Mr. Nowitzki has been charged with domestic second against Ms. Clemmer, and there is a no contact order in place currently.
All right. Ms. Clemmer, any objection to what's stated by Mr. Rakowski? Court will grant the relief as requested. As to custody and parenting time at this point, the court will order physical custody order to mother on an interim basis. Legal custody at this point, defendant should be here, he's not present. Court will order sole legal custody as well to mother on an interim basis. At any time, Mr. Nowitzki can file a motion to challenge those, but he has to file his own motion to do so. And it also does not establish a custodial environment, which means that Mr. Nowitzki can argue to change custody if there's sufficient grounds to do so. And also, I'll require that though Ms. Clemmer has sole legal, sole physical on an interim basis, she is not to move from her current address nor more than 100 miles from her current address. Any questions about that? And the front of the court will also require both parties to keep the front of the court updated with any change of address or appointment and contact information, obviously. That'll conclude the proceedings, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's it. Well, I gotta find another one then, I guess. Jesus Right. I was really wishing that first appearance would have worked, huh? Was that guy's name Todd McAdams that we listened to already?
Matter of Jamie Lynn Stewart versus Todd K. McAdams, file number 24.
We already heard McAdams. Was he the dude, he was the scooter guy? Okay. Fuck off, McAdams! Get out of my face! Out of my court, please. Thank y'all. Yay, here we go.
It's the matter of Joshua M. Mulhausen versus Cynthia Meadows, file number 247682DS. Time and date set for the support hearing. Plaintiff is present in the courtroom. Ms. Meadows, the defendant, appears via the Zoom application. People are represented by prosecuting attorney Timothy J. Rakowski. Mr. Rakowski, you may proceed.
Your Honor, Ms. Meadows was properly served back on May 1st of 2024. She gave jurisdiction to the state of Michigan when she received the summons and complaint. Ms. Meadows and Mr. Mulhausen have one other child. Currently, Ms. Meadows is unemployed, homeless. Mr. Mulhausen works full time. So we're asking the court set support in the amount of $69 per month, or $38.85 per week, effective April 11th, which is the date of the filing. This is based on 0 overnights and the potential income for the defendant. We're requesting the other standard clauses for custody, parenting time, SMILE program, and medical insurance provision.
Thank you. Also, is the child or children, or would be in this case the child? You have a child?
There's two.
I know there are two.
Okay. Yes, I do.
You have both children? I don't want to know their names. How old are they?
9 and 12.
And how long have you had them?
6 or 7 years.
Okay. What are you requesting regarding custody? There are two types of custody in the state of Michigan. There's legal and physical. Physical is actually you have children. Legal would be making decisions such as education, religion, and medical.
That's both.
And you're requesting sole legal and sole physical?
I mean, that wouldn't take her rights away or anything, would it?
Well, if you have sole legal, sole physical, you have sole decision-making power over the children. And it doesn't mean she doesn't get parenting time, but you'd have all the decision-making power. Do you wish to have joint legal? Where you both have to make decisions together?
Yeah, that'll work. Sure.
Okay, because understand,
this is sort of like a serious situation, sir. And he's just like a little flippant about it, eh? Hi, legal fiction. How are you? I like the lady's dress, by the way. I added a new dress to my Amazon wish list and it's really cute. It doesn't look like that, but it's cute. And that reminds me of it because that's sort of cute. Like, I appreciate her, like, also the shoulders. And yeah, the mom's homeless, but we're rough on dads when they're homeless. So get with it, lady. Get a fucking house. Get a fucking job. That's what we say. You guys are killing me today.
both have decision-making power, you have to make the decisions together. Is she able to be contacted, reached in a reasonable manner?
Majority of the time.
Majority of the time? I didn't place them under oath, did I?
No.
Would you both please raise your right hand?
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this case is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Ms. Meadows. So
that? Who is that? What is going on? Is my dress that I put on there blue? Shit, I thought I put a red dress on there. Now I'm gonna have to go back and figure out if I put the wrong one on there or what. What in the fuck is going on here, ma'am? You should have turned off your OnlyFans lights. No offense from one OF girl to another. Turn off the lights while you in court, ma'am.
So you're requesting physical custody.
Yes.
You're requesting joint legal custody, equal decision-making power regarding these two children, correct?
Yes. Now, if I can't get a hold of her, do I have the legal right to make the decision without her, or do I have to wait?
That's the difficult part of this. She can come back and say, for instance, God forbid, the child has injury that requires going to the hospital. I mean, you have joint legal custody, you can make that decision. But Ms. Meadows can come back later and say, you know what, I don't want, he should not have authorized that. Then we could have a battle, potentially. Do you anticipate that?
I don't. Now, if I want sole, I can still include her if I want, right?
Absolutely.
Well, let's do that. Let's go sole. Because I have no intention on moving for children, but that way it just for me, if by some reason I can't get a hold of her.
Have you thought about parenting?
I've never kept kids from her. I mean, considering we live in 2 states, I usually take them down every summer to see her. Last summer was the first because I wasn't financially able to. But I have no problem. She can see the kids anytime she wants, as long as either I can make it down there, or she can make it up here.
So do you wish to have parenting time as the parties can agree?
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay. Ms. Meadows, have you been hearing all this?
Yes, sir.
How do you feel about having father have sole legal, sole physical, but parenting time can be agreed to between the two of you?
Whatever needs to be done. I mean, just honestly, just whatever needs to be done.
Okay. Do you think it's in the best interest of the children to set it up that way at this point?
I gave my children to their father because I was an addict. So I want whatever is best for my children.
Okay. I understand.
Okay, well, now I feel like a bit of an asshole. Now I feel like a bit of an asshole, except, ma'am, giving your children to somebody else, admirable. Go get a job. Go get clean. It sounds like I'm uppity, but I'm sorry. I've done lots of drugs for lots and lots of days and got clean. So I understand it. Like, I get it, but you have to want that.
I appreciate you taking responsibility and hopefully you are in recovery.
I'm about to celebrate 6 years off of heroin.
Congratulations. That's one.
6 years off of heroin, girl. Good fucking job. I'm proud of you. That's excellent. That means she's been, well, anyways. So why then can't you get your kids back? If you're clean. Yeah, you guys, I hope you're not right, but I think you are. Fuck. That is very hyper specific, isn't it, Vince? I'm getting a vibe of like, but
Wonderful news. You shouldn't cry about that. You should be very happy about that. I don't even know you, but being involved with the drug court in this county as well. I'm very proud of you in being able to accomplish that. That's no easy feat. I give you credit. Well, let's do it this way then. The court will order sole legal, sole physical to father. This will not establish a custodial environment. No established custodial environment will be brought through that. And Mr. Mulhausen is not to leave or not move more than 100 miles from his current address. Parenting time, as the parties mutually agree, standard medical insurance will be provided, as well as requiring the parties to attend the SMILE program, which is free of charge. You can get that off of the Friend of the Court website. And we'll go with that support amount as well. That being $169 a month, effective April 1, I'm sorry. And only thing I'm going to ask the parties as well is you keep the Friend of the Court notified of any change of address or employment. You move somewhere, you get a new phone, new job, whatever the situation, please keep the Friend of the Court notified of that. Can you do that, sir?
Yeah.
And Ms. Meadows, can you do that as well?
Yes.
Very well. Court finds that this is in the best interest of the children, and that's how we'll move forward. Good luck to both. You're both free to go. Thank you. Off the record.
That's a tough case, but also yay in the chat for our people. This is a little family and we all work together through the good times and the bad. I got my OnlyFans light on, guys. I'm gonna leave it on tonight. It does give me a little bit of a nice glow, doesn't it? I like it. But seriously, I have talked many times about growing up in a family that works that had an alcoholic in it. And then Mayor talks a lot. He's not here right now, but Mayor has been clean for 30 years off of alcohol. And I guarantee you, any single person in this chat that ever needed help, that asked Mayor for help, would get it. I 100% guarantee that. And that's just like one example of that. It's rampant in our community here on the YouTubes that we support each other. Good night, Loud. Thank you so much. I love your snarky comments. I just want you to know that I see them over at the YouTubes and I love them. And thank you for them. But seriously, no, I mean that about Mayor. I mean that about many other people in this chat. I guarantee you I could list off easily a dozen names of people in here that would help any other person that came and asked them to listen, to help out, to give them advice if they needed to walk with them through a night of tough cravings. Believe me, there's a lot of people here that would do that. But on the adverse, there are also people here that have worked through problems like that and are able to be examples of people that can function regardless. And so it's difficult to feel sympathy sometimes. It is. It's empathy, it's sympathy, it's all that. But we are working on, all of us, I think, being better people. That's beautiful, Ed. And I always make the joke, like I tried Coke one time for like 5 years, but that's not a joke. Some people are just in worse situations than others, but getting clean in whichever way you do it is admirable. Not everybody goes down the route of AA or NA or having meetings. And not everybody that drinks or uses drugs is necessarily addicted. But those who want help, we're here. We're here to hang out and talk about it. And I'm so proud. I know like there are many people within this chat that could give some fucking crazy stories, you know? But we do the way we do. We work together. That's the way it is. I'm so proud of each and every one of us. And also sometimes people come to this chat and they are in a bad way, and that's actually okay too. That's very specific to say. I actually don't care if you're high or drunk or whatever. That's still okay here. It's not okay in some places, but it is okay here. And we'll just walk with you as best we can. That's all I can say. But you're welcome here anytime. Even if you are high or stoned or drunk or whatever. We might yell at you. We might. But yeah, just be raunchy. Turn me on a little bit and you'll get me going for a while. I'm just kidding. I love you guys. Oh, this is so real. Real and serious. Yes. The depression that follows beating an addiction is ruthless. Absolutely ruthless because you were taking care of that that part that you were working on before, but also a new part because you know how it is. 20 seconds pot free. Woo! Listen, I'm also all about California sober. We can call it Paisley sober. All right. Which means that whatever substance you don't deem a problem isn't a problem. I'm not going to judge you on that. But once you decide, you know what, XYZ is not good for me, then we're here for you to be helpful. And XYZ can be anything. XYZ can be sex. XYZ can be drugs. XYZ can be food. XYZ can be fucking YouTube. But I'm not going to say that because I need you to keep watching. Please keep watching. Oh, I love you guys so much. And you know what? Honestly, and it's cigarettes, pot, all of the things. Everybody can have a problem with something, and not everything can be a problem for everybody. So, reminder of that. But with that being said, we've been going almost 3 hours. I got to turn on my OnlyFans red light and turn off my YouTube green light. But thank each and every one of you for being here. Reminder, yes, ladies and gentlemen, super reminder. I love you. You, the person that's watching this right now. I'm proud of you. Yeah, you. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.